Hello, everybody. Sorry for that. I've had some technical difficulties, um, but we are live. Okay, cool. So, welcome. Today we are talking about self-improvement, and it's a subject not always talked about, within internet marketing. But as business owners, we have to work on ourselves a great deal. And there's a lot that we have to do so that we can take ourselves to the next level, okay, in our business and our life in general. And so it is my pleasure today to give you 3 very powerful techniques that you can do yourself right now while we're on the video. And of course, you can continue to develop them, on your own, personally, in your life. Okay, working with yourself, your mastermind, your friends and your family, so that you can change some of those deeply ingrained and deeply held learnings within you that may be holding you back. Now, of course, not only are we going to talk about these specific 3 powerful techniques, we're also going to talk about some of the foundation and the understandings of how your mind works, so that you can know, you can understand and know why you're possibly messing up, but also why you are successful and why other people are successful as well. Okay, so let me get the presentation up here and share my screen. Now, I should have, let me make sure I have this set up right, a Q&A setup that you can ask questions, okay? And I see Ganti. Hey, how you doing? Nice to see you there, Ganti. And we have a couple other, feel free to just post questions as you come in, okay? And let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay, there we go. Infinite windows. And this should be, okay, screen sharing. Okay, very nice. And this should be showing here, and it is. Okay. So here's the title, is 3 powerful mind-changing techniques for your success. And essentially that is the minimum that you're going to get, with this presentation. Additionally, I'm going to turn you on to a couple of resources so that you can continue, even after this, to develop these techniques. Now, I didn't come up with these. I wish that I could take credit for them. But, all these learnings and everything that I've used on myself to improve, these are what other people in the personal development arena are teaching, to their following. Okay, and I picked it up and I'm passing it on to you. So the purpose of this training is to learn these techniques to change your unconscious mind so that you can achieve a greater level of success easier than before. Now, you've already been successful in your life in several areas. Maybe it is in business. Maybe you are at a level of success in your business that you feel good about, but you also want to go to another level. And for some reason, you can't, achieve that. Maybe you're just starting out and you find that you keep holding yourself up. Maybe you're missing due dates or deadlines, or you can't seem to motivate yourself to even get out of bed in the morning. Well, this will allow you to understand what's happening and change those things. Now, what we're going to be doing is talking a lot about the unconscious mind, your unconscious mind, so that you can begin to understand what your unconscious mind is doing for you and then how to change your unconscious mind. So why do we focus on the unconscious mind? And why are we working within that area to achieve success versus the conscious mind? Well, the unconscious mind, they say, controls about 80% of your life. So in any given, day, in any situation, 80% of your life is totally unconscious or not consciously controlled. That is the vast majority. And people even say that, that's up to 96%. And I can testify to this. I wake up in the morning and I go through very much the same routine. Okay, very much the same routine. And I'm sure that you do as well. If you're driving to work or driving to the office, there's a good chance that you take the exact same route every single day. The things that you do with your loved ones on the weekends is probably the same things, that you've done the previous weekends, okay, or even over the previous years. That's because the unconscious mind is a part of your life or your body that controls and it is directing you 80% of the time. So what does the unconscious mind do? Well, the three main things that it provides for you is one, it acts without conscious input, okay, as we just said, so that throughout the day, you don't even need to think, to take action. Very much like tying your shoes. Now, whenever you were very, very young and you were just learning how to put on your shoes and how to tie them, at first, you didn't have any idea at all how to tie your shoes. And you had your mother, your father, your sister, your brother tie them for you. And then as you begun to develop, you learned that your shoes can be tied and that you have the ability to do them. And you began to go through the conscious learning process and began to pick up the competence. And now, several years after you've learned how to tie your shoes, you can tie it completely unconsciously because you have programmed your unconscious mind with the system to tie your shoes. And in the same way, you can program your unconscious mind with the system that will bring you success in life, in your business, in your family, in all the areas that you desire. Now, additionally, your unconscious mind moves you away from danger and towards pleasure. And that's very important because they say that, whenever you're born, you really only have, two fears, and that's the fear of heights, of high places, and the fear of loud noises. Let's think about that. What is that mechanism inside your mind that moves you away from things that you fear or away from danger and towards pleasure? Well, a lot of time you hear that referred to as the lizard mind, okay, which is the mind that first developed before we even had any consciousness to be able to develop things like society and agriculture. But this very base, very like Neanderthal mind has that ability, to naturally move you away from danger and towards pleasure. So that's a main thing that the unconscious mind does, and which we'll get to a little bit later about the importance of that, moving away from danger and towards pleasure naturally. And finally, the unconscious mind normalizes. It keeps things status quo. And for us as not just human beings but creatures, that is incredibly important because we're talking not just in normalizing our life, but normalizing our body, our autonomic nervous system, the regulation of your blood pressure, your heart beating, the fact that you breathe unconsciously. All that is controlled by this part of our mind that we're going to begin to work with and learn how to change. Now, first off, I want to take a moment right now to say that this training is incredibly powerful and it is open to the public. So if you would like, I definitely might suggest that you take the link to this and post it up on Facebook, Twitter, or wherever, because there's a lot of people who that can benefit from this information in addition to yourself. So let's go ahead and go on. So how does the unconscious mind works? How does your unconscious mind work? Well, basically your unconscious mind is a storage of information, okay? And most of this information is very base learnings that you've picked up at a very young age. So generally they say between the ages of 1 and 12, your mind's like a sponge, and you're just absorbing and learning the definitions and the understanding to the world around you. Now, this, of course, includes things like chairs and tables. Okay, you look at a chair and what makes that chair a chair? Well, it fits a certain definition, a certain understanding of what a chair is. So you don't look at that chair every single time you see a new one that's a different color or a different shape and say, what is that? Well, let's try to figure it out. Turn it upside down and move it around, and I can stand on it. I can put my food on it. No, you look at it and you say, well, that's a chair, or that's a stool, right? Same with a table or a car. But also the understandings of these larger, broader definitions that define life, such as the word success, such as the idea of how much money most people make, how much money your parents made, grandparents, the people who you've known through life. There's a good chance that the majority of us, up to the age, maybe our entire lives, and myself included, have never met a multimillionaire. Okay, so we don't, so that has a definite, a definite impact on our minds and how we understand life and what's possible, the possibilities of life. Okay, there's some people who believe that success is difficult, and you may not be one of those, or else you probably would never be adventuring into your own, entrepreneurial lifestyle. Okay, or even taking on, internet marketing or marketing for clients and online, offline marketing. But there are people out there who believe that success is hard, that it's impossible to make it through life, or that it's just easier to give up. And those people, they have those learnings in their mind, and they picked it up at a very young age. Now, the people who are very successful in life, though, they have understandings that they picked up probably from their parents who were successful, or they've had mentors or friends and peers that were very successful, or were in the type of environment that built and grew that idea of success, and they have in their mind the idea and the understandings of success being easy to do, maybe even effortless or natural, that there's just no other way to life but success. Now, that doesn't mean that if you don't have those, that you can't change them. What it does mean is that if you don't have those, that you can change them. Okay, you can change your definitions and your understandings of life by working directly with the unconscious mind. And your unconscious mind directs you and bases, and directs you and moves you towards, towards these things, moves you in life based on these past learnings. So what are the results? And I have an idea that you've probably found yourself in this area. This describes you right here. Is your results in life? Is you have a top and a bottom. And the top is the utmost success that you've reached, and you know that you can go beyond that because you see other people do it, right? And then there's this bottom layer, which is failure, and you know that you maybe you keep hitting that bottom line, okay? And for everybody, these tops and bottoms are unique. There's some people who they just can't get out of welfare, okay? And then there's other people who, as soon as they have a balance on their credit card, they gotta just move away from that, that quickly. So everyone has their own levels of success. Now, what you're gonna learn to do with these techniques that we're about to get into is how to push up that level of success, okay, and push beyond it. And what happens is every time you go a little bit above it, you actually move that level up, okay, and that bottom layer of failure moves up a little bit more too. And we've gone through in our business a very powerful, shift just over the last couple months, which is we've reached a new level of income where it's like, all of a sudden we look at the numbers and we're like, wow, we're making much more than we, it takes to pay all the bills, eat whatever we want, do whatever we want. And it's almost a new feeling. And then all of a sudden, once you realize that, you get used to it. And it's all that you want, and it's all that you know, until you, of course, reach the next level of success. So oftentimes, you know, the success may come as a surprise. And if I know a couple people who are very, very successful, if they're on here right now, they've probably gone through this experience, you know, maybe even several times, where they go, wow, I now have enough to quit my day job. Okay, next level, boom, you know, I have enough to buy a new car, or a new house, or to move. Or next level up, wow, I have the resources to be able to, you know, bring in a complete infrastructure to my business and have a team of people doing all this marketing for me. And once you reach that level, it becomes your new normal, and you generally don't slip below it. Okay, and again, you just keep working to push it up, to keep going up and above. So, how to change your unconscious mind? We're going to learn a couple techniques that use these two very powerful approaches. And one is hypnosis. Now, hypnosis, what you're going to do is open your unconscious mind for direct suggestion. And it's very simple and it's very direct. And the next type of technique that you're going to learn is neurolinguistic programming, which is using a model of your mind that allows you to understand how it operates, and allows you to use a series of techniques that changes the mind, that uses the mind's own encoding language, called the visual, auditory, and kinesthetic system. Okay, so basically, with hypnosis, you're going to control your feelings and your state, and you're going to give yourself direct suggestions. With NLP, you're going to actively reprogram your mind using your mind's own encoding language. So let's jump into the first technique, and this is self-hypnosis. And what I'll do, let's see if I, let's go back. Jumping ahead. Let me see if I have any questions real fast. Okay, so no new questions. If we got 16 viewers on, which is fantastic here. If you guys have any questions, just feel free to jot them in, and then after each technique, I'll address the questions. Okay, so let's jump back into this. Where do we go? Okay, so self-hypnosis. So the first step to self-hypnosis is to simply define your goal. And the more specific you can be about your goal, the greater your response potential will be to it. So if you were to say, you know, something along the lines of, I want to be successful, that's not quite specific enough. How are you going to be successful? Okay? Define your goal, write it down. And for this, we have a little goal of, I am earning $10,000 a month in AdSense income. Now the next step is to relax. And we'll actually do a little relaxation right here in just a moment. And once you relax, you simply state your goal in the affirmative. Now the affirmative is important, that it's already happened or that it's happening now. That's already happened or it's happening now. Now things that are personality based, like if you want to be organized, more organized, or this was a great a thing that I see in a lot of people, a great way to improve is to complete your projects, stay focused and complete your projects. Something like that, you want to state it as if it's already happened. I am the type of person who completes what I begin. Okay, that is an example right there. I am the type of person who's organized, or simply, I am organized. Now, things that are external, especially income, because income continuously comes in, you want to put that in an active statement. Okay, you are affirming it in an active sense. I am earning $10,000. Okay, my business is self-sustainable. Okay, my business is self-perpetuating. Okay, that ing is important. And what you're doing is, you know, the most important thing is that you're not putting it into the future saying, I will do it, and you're not putting any type of gray space of it might happen. What you are doing is you are staying it in the affirmative. So what I'd like you to do is grab a pen here, okay, and a piece of paper, and go ahead and jot down a very simple goal. And you don't want it to be too complex. You want something that you can just very easily pull right off the top of your mind, okay? And generally that's going to be, you know, well, I'm just going to go with I'm earning $10,000 a month in AdSense income. Because that is a real goal for us. We have a portion of our business that's specifically devoted to AdSense and affiliate income, and 10,000 bucks. That's a nice check right there a month. And whatever you do, first write it down, okay? And what we're going to do is a simple relaxation. Now, if it helps you to relax, go ahead and close your eyes, but continue to stay upright in your chair. And as you listen to me, you'll begin to notice some changes happening inside. You'll notice your breathing growing more rhythmic and shallow. You'll notice your eyelids fluttering. And you'll notice everything else fading away and just my voice with you now. As your body begins to relax. And take a deep breath in and out. With a sigh. Let any stress, any tension just release. Deep breath in and out with a sigh. It's nice. And feel your shoulders relax, your back relax, your arms grow heavy. It's in sinking, your hands sinking into wherever they are. And I'm going to count from 10 down to 1. And with each number, you'll notice your body relaxing more and more. 10. Face relaxing. That's right. Eyes relaxing. Your tongue relaxing and expanding. 9. Neck, back of your head relaxing. Soothing and unwinding. 8. Shoulders relaxing. Any tension, any tightness, unwinding, relax. Soothing and smoothing out. 7. Arms going heavier and heavier. Relaxing. 6. Back relaxing. Chest relaxing. 5. Your abdomen. Your hips. 4. Your legs. Down to your knees. 3. Your knees down to your ankles. 2. Your ankles to the very bottom of your feet. And 1. All the way down to the bottom of your feet. And allow this relaxation to go from the very top of your head all the way down to the very bottoms of your feet. And loop back around to the very top of your head, down through your body to the very bottoms of your feet. Relaxation. Looping over and over again inside your body. Your mind has entered a very suggestible state now. Your mind is in a very suggestible state now. And give yourself the affirmative suggestion, your goal. Affirm your goal now. And continue to affirm it. Again and again. And allow your creative mind, your unconscious mind, to begin to show you how it's happening. Allow your unconscious mind to direct you. That's right. One of the wonderful things about your unconscious mind is it's like the autopilot of your life. You simply need to give it the destination you want, and it gets you there automatically. And your unconscious mind will continue to process the affirmative now, even as we come up from this very relaxed state, taking with us very special, very unique learning. 1, coming up. 2, 3, more and more energized. 4, 5, halfway there. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Eyes open, wide awake. Wide awake now. This is good. And this very basic, very simple self-hypnosis technique you can use any time of the day. One of the fantastic things is that your unconscious mind continues to process the suggestion now, even as you've come out of hypnosis, for the rest of the day, while you sleep, while you dream, the next day, and the day after, and the day after. And you continue to use the self-hypnosis technique as often as you please. So let's go ahead and let's kick it up a notch. Now you can take the same technique of putting yourself in a relaxed state and begin to really kick it up and make it even more powerful and effective by replacing relaxation with determination. Just as easy as you became more and more relaxed, you can become more and more determined, more and more empowered. You have the ability to summon up within yourself the power, the determination, the gusto, and the chutzpah to do whatever you please in life, and to achieve the goals and to have what you want. And every time that you purposely pull up determination, you put yourself into that determined state, you are very, very clearly telling your unconscious mind and your body exactly what you want, and you want it now. I mean, you have it. You have it now. You are determined. You are motivated towards it. And that right there is learning a very powerful skill, which is self-control. How to make yourself feel determined at will, on call. So let's see here. Renewal asked a question. Renewal super user, love that username. Do you need to renew this daily? Well, I'll tell you this, that you don't need to renew it daily. The suggestions that you put into your unconscious mind, they act automatically, okay? But do understand that you may have learnings in your mind that that are very concrete, that you need to bust through. You really need to keep putting those suggestions in. So the more you do it, the more powerful it becomes. And that technique right there maybe just took 5 minutes to do. And you can do it anytime. I'm sorry, my wife wants me to say something. People often say that motivation doesn't last. Well, neither does bathing, and that's why we recommend it daily. That's very funny. Now, motivation is true, okay? Motivation is true. You know, oftentimes we do need to renew our motivation, but what you're doing is you're putting a suggestion into your unconscious mind so that you don't naturally fall off the wagon, but instead you stay on the wagon. You just keep going. You just keep going. Now, there's some people, and they say that sales is one of the toughest businesses, that there is. But I know some people who have been in sales for probably 20, 25 years. And they just every single day they wake up and they get to it and they move on it. It is all that they know. And they while they do need to often, I'm sure, renew their their energy and maybe boost themselves up, make sure they're in a good state. They don't need to continuously push and renew their motivation to get out there and sell, because it's all that they know. And what you're doing is, with that technique, you are embedding that seed to change yourself on a very deep core level to naturally have and do the things that you want. All right, so let's continue on. So technique 2 is now using NLP. And what we're going to do now, and this is a very, very simple, basic technique, and I call it in with the good, out with the bad. Okay, or for this title, good in, bad out. Really, really simple, really direct. Now, your mind encodes learnings just the same way that a program may encode learnings. Okay, or a program may encode, oh, it's a puppy. Or just the same way that your computer, encodes information. It's the programming language of your mind. And as we talked about earlier, it's the VAK, or visual auditory kinesthetic. Basically, your mind has pictures, self-talk, and memories of audio, as well as feelings that are stored within it that is used to make up and define the world. Okay, so how do you know the difference between something that you're naturally motivated towards and something that you move away from? Okay, something that you naturally move away from and something that you naturally move towards. Well, your mind has it encoded in 2 separate ways within your brain. Okay, so let's go ahead and just do a quick little exercise so that you can gain a better grip. That's a solid kinesthetic word, a better grip, and can see, that's a visual word, how this works. Okay, so if it helps you to visualize, you can close your eyes or you can keep it open. But for a moment, just think about the color of your car door. Okay, now whenever you look back on that, look back. Okay, whenever in your mind you looked at it, you saw a picture. Now, is that door really that color? How do you know that it's not a different color? If we have a red car ourselves, so when I think about the color of my car, the car door, how do I know it's not blue? Well, take your time to think about that. Imagine that that car is blue. And how do you know the difference right there? Now the picture will look different. And it's that difference that allows you to understand something that's real and something that's make-believe. Well, right there, okay, and let's, maybe this is getting a little complex, but let's just keep building on that, okay? Let's, for a moment, think of something that you really like, something that you really enjoy, something that you just love. And let's actually think about a food in particular, because that's really easy. Everyone has foods that they love and foods that they hate, okay? So picture in your mind a food that you love, something that you really enjoy, something maybe that you've had recently. Okay, look at it, gain a picture of it in your mind and an understanding of it. Okay, now close your eyes and just clear your mind. Now think of something that you hate, a food that you disgust, that you'd never eat. Maybe even if it's not a food, but something you just never want to have. Okay, something you never want to taste. All right, ugh. All right, I got something, that's gross. And now you'll notice that in your mind, you stored the thing that you like, well, in a certain type of visual context versus the thing that you don't like. And what you're doing is you can now take things and change the way that they look. The things that you want more of in your life and you want to be naturally attracted to, you can begin to make those pictures in your mind look like the things that you already are attracted to. Things that you want to get out of your life, that you want to move away from naturally, you can change the way that you see them in your mind to look more like the things that you don't want. Now let's start off a little bit easier, okay? We like to take it simple and with baby steps, get to the point where you're a real expert. Think of something that you really want in life. Okay, we can go back to our goal that we've affirmed. And for me, it's $10,000 a month in AdSense income. And just create a picture of that. Okay, a picture of your goal. See it in your mind and see it as if you're looking through your own eyes. Don't see yourself there like you're looking at a different person or a third party. See it through your own eyes, having that goal already. And now take that picture and bring it up closer, bigger and brighter. Closer to you. Move that image closer to you. Closer to you. Larger and brighter. And lock it in there. Okay? Now think of something. Go ahead and open your eyes. Clear your mind. Okay? Look around. And think of something that you don't like. Something that you that maybe that you keep having in your life, but you don't want. Maybe it's an overfilled schedule or a to-do list with things that are backdated that you don't want anymore. Okay, so you want to have a to-do list that's always up to date. So take that idea of the thing that you don't want and push it out. Make it further out. Okay, and push it away from you. And that right there is the basis. Good things in and bad things out. Good things in and bad things out. Oh, I'm sorry. 1 second. Looks like our he's waking up here. All right. We have a little handicapped puppy that we take good care of. So good things in and bad things out. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Take a list. Again, take your handy pen, okay, and write down 3 things that you want more of in life, okay? 3 things you want more of in life. So the first thing, I'm going to say I would just love to have, and make these things that you can easily visualize. I would love to have a large stack of cash. And we'll make that $100,000 on my desk. On desk. Yeah, that's something that would be pretty nice. Okay. More time with my wife. Okay, which is something that I do need to put more focus on because the wife just said it. So obviously I'm not doing it enough. So more time with wife. So and that right there is very ambiguous. So think of something specifically. Getting off work at 5 p.m. and spending time with her. That's a good one. Okay, and then just write down a third thing as well. And you can continue to develop this and come up with additional ideas. I'll just say sit-ups. Yeah, that's a good one. Sit-ups every day. Okay, now let's go ahead and start with that. When you have those 3 things that you want for yourself, okay, we're going to start with the first one. Close your eyes, visualize it. Okay, now bring it closer to you, larger, brighter, and more solid. Good. Now open your eyes. Okay. Go to the next thing. Close your eyes, visualize it. Again, see through your own eyes. Don't look at yourself there. See it through your own eyes, as if it's happening. Visualize it and bring it closer to you, brighter, larger, and more solid. Lock it in there. Okay, open your eyes. And the third thing, visualize it, visualize doing it. For me, it's sit-ups every day. So I'm going to visualize my 30th day doing sit-ups. Damn, I'm feeling good. I'm kind of ripped. Seeing through my eyes, doing them. Picture it and bring it closer, bigger, brighter, more solid. Lock it into place. Now open your eyes. Now good things in. And generally, the closer something is to you, the more you react to it, the more you respond to it. Things that you hold important to you, hold close to you in your mind. Things that you don't care about, you push out, okay? And they're further out in the distance. So in the same way, we're going to take 3 things that we don't want in our life. Something that we don't, that's maybe not as good. Well, I can tell you right off the bat is sugar. How can I word that? We'll just say cake. We'll say Boston cream pie. That is a weakness. Boston cream pie. Okay, this is things that we want to push away from. We want less of in life, okay? Okay, what's something else? We'll say that disorganized schedule. Disorganized to-do list. Well, I ended up getting that. Geez, as soon as things pile up and I focus on one thing, I don't get all my little things done. So disorganized to-do list, want to get rid of that. And then finally, let's just go with one more thing, and we'll say taking off wife. Yeah, that's something that I don't want to do. I don't want to take my wife off anymore. So now, what you're going to do is close your eyes. Visualize that first thing. Again, see it through your eyes. Okay? And now, what we're going to do is we're going to throw something special in here. We're going to step out of it. So you're actually seeing yourself there, looking at that thing, or with that thing. You're going to push it out into the horizon. Further out, smaller, into the distance. Okay, open your eyes. Okay, the second thing. All right, first you're going to step out of it so you see yourself there. With that thing you want to get rid of, you're going to push it out. Push it out into the distance. Push it on the horizon. And it actually really helps to take your hand and push it out. See it smaller, fade out into the distance. And finally, the third thing. Picture it. Step out of it. See yourself there with whatever that problem is and push it out. Push it down to the distance. Smaller, further out. Let it fade off. Now, basically, the more you do this and the faster you do this, the more powerful it's going to be in your mind. Okay? The more you do it and the faster you do it. Now, the speed is important because your mind only learns fast. It's like a flip book. You can't take a flip book and one at a time go through the pages, okay, and understand the story that's happening. But you take the flip book and you speed it through really quick, you get the learning, okay, of what happens there. Now your mind is the same way. So as you practice this technique, the better you get at it, the faster you become at it. You want to do it to the point where you're taking the things that you want and you're bringing them up as quick as a snap, okay? Quickly, over and over again, faster and faster and faster. Things that you want less of, you're pushing out faster and faster, easier and easier, okay? Quicker and quicker. All right, so that's 2. And if we want to bring it up a notch, take it to the limit, okay? Now learn where your mind stores these different emotions, things that you automatically love, things that you're automatically compulsively attracted towards, versus things that you hate and things that you automatically ignore and move away from. What you can do is take the things that you take the learnings that how you encode what you love and what you want and what you automatically move towards, and you can move things into those spots, okay? So if you think of something that you do naturally, say you work out all the time, okay? And you're like, yeah, I work out all the time. I've done it for years. I love doing it. I do it automatically, do it naturally, wake up, first thing I think of in the morning, right? You can picture working out, and you can take things and move it into that position, okay? Make it look and feel and conform to the same way that you encode it in your mind. In the same way, if I hate beets, good Lord, I hate beets. I would never have beets in my life. You know, those disgusting red vegetables that, I don't know what God was thinking, but I can take anything I want and move it into that beets area. And what happens is my mind and your mind works the same way. They connect the encoding so that the thing that I don't want, maybe it is Boston cream pie, I can move that over into the area of beets. And every time I look at that Boston cream pie, I'll feel the same way towards it as I do the beets. And you can do the same thing. So you always start with the desired emotion. Okay? If you have something that you want to compulsively move towards, you first think of the thing that you are already compulsively moved towards, and then you take the picture of what you want and move it over there. Okay? You don't ever start with what you want and then think of what you want to compulsively move towards. You always think of what you already are doing well, and you move what you want into that spot. Okay? So let's see. Let's see if we got any questions here. Okay. Kenny wants to know, what did I just walk into? What you are learning now, Kenny, is how to program your mind for success. Okay, move towards the things that you want and away from things that you don't want. All right, so let's wrap it up with the third technique, and this is called the perfect day. And basically, what you're going to do is write out your perfect day from start to finish in great detail, bringing all those parts, the feelings, what you say to yourself, what you see, and create a story of it. Okay, and then that allows you to create this powerful idea in your unconscious mind that you reinforce daily. And this you want to read and reinforce daily. What you see, what you feel. Now, I wrote out, gosh, it actually has been a couple years now, and I won't read it all to you, but this is 6 pages from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to sleep. And within this story, several things happen. I have a huge office. I have a personal chauffeur, a private trainer, things with my wife when she wakes up, and we do things, and then we have dinner together and lunch together, and then just all the people and all the things that I want in my life. I wrote it out in a story. So what you do is you just take a bullet point list of the things that you want, and then you work that into the story of your perfect day, including all those things, physically, emotionally, within your business. Okay, and then you, in detail, write it out, and then every single day read it to yourself, and it reinforces all those things within your life and makes you the person that you want to be to have those. Okay, and that really is very, very simple, but it's one of the most powerful of all of these techniques, and any technique that I could teach to anybody. And just because you write this out doesn't mean that it's in stone. You have the ability to rewrite it and change it later, okay? But what happens is you begin to change yourself to be that person that is in your perfect day. And so that is it. Those are the 3 powerful techniques. Let's go ahead and stop screen sharing there. Okay. So if you have any questions, go ahead and pop them in here. Now, if you are wondering, hey, how do I know these things? I'm just some guy off of SEMeasy.com, trainer there. Before I was a professional internet marketer, I was a professional hypnotherapist. And I was trained at the Hypnosis Motivation Institute in California, Tarzana, California, the only nationally accredited school of hypnosis. And I had a successful practice. So these are the same type of techniques that people would pay me buku bucks to sit in an office with me and to learn. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is take this training, this public training, we're going to post it up into SEMeasy for everybody to listen to again. And so you can consult these 3 techniques as often as you please. And the key thing is just, use them, achieve the success. If you have any questions at all, you can email me at Justin, Justin, at SEMeasy.com, SEMeasy.com. And let me just see if I can pop that up for you real fast. SEMeasy. So Justin at SEMeasy.com. So, okay. So this concludes our presentation here. I wish you the most success possible. Next week, look forward to Joe Newell coming back, the doc, and he's going to be picking up where he left off the previous week, going further into the trust flow and citation flow of a website and how that affects your website that you're ranking and how you can best utilize it, be it with PBNs and 301 redirects. So he's going to have some good information, some good stats to show you. So it's going to be right on, back into the nitty gritty of the internet marketing. Thank you very much. Have a fantastic day.